Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the HollingsWorthless podcast. This will be for Wednesday, August 12th, coming out Friday, August 14th. Fucking so much to go over. So I talked to Sean earlier today, and I was like, yeah, I want to do a podcast, give an update of where I'm at, what's going on. And then I just told him right now I have two things I'm fucking pissed about. What do we start with, Sean?
Well, dude, I don't know any of this because you're coming in hot, so just go with the second one.
Okay, so we'll start with because this will all be related to the apartment. Okay, so Sean knows all this story, plus there's some new stuff that he doesn't know. So the apartment I'm in, I moved to Vegas. Some of you may or probably know, got a 2-bedroom townhome. And the second bedroom is going to be for a studio. All excited. I moved in August 1st. August 1st, I move in. And one of the great things about this place, a couple comics I know live here, and it was back in the day, the Rat Pack, they stored their whores here.
Nice.
But it's got a dope vibe to it, you know. It's got that nostalgic vibe. And another great thing is AC. All utilities are included. So right. I'm like, fucking great, you know. I can put the AC at 70, you know, 24/7. So August 1st, I move in. As I'm walking into the apartment manager's place, they're very hectic. They're like, hey, we had a problem. The AC went down in your wing, and we're giving everybody a night at a hotel on our cost. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. You know, it sucks it went down. Cool. All right, let me toss my shit in there. Stayed in the hotel. The next day, they're like, yeah, everything should be good. The AC wasn't really working that well. It probably seemed like it was about 80 in here, which I was like, okay, that's weird. And in the guest room, the downstairs studio, was a fucking cockroach. Now, I get, like, I lived in Tampa, very nice place, and we had water bugs. They call them water bugs. They're fucking cockroaches.
Yeah, call what you want. Cockroaches.
Yeah. And it's a good inch and a half. That's how fucking big, right? Yeah, actually more like 2 inches now that I think about it. Anyways, so I go and I talk to them, and I'm like, hey, the AC's not really working. Cockroach. So the next day, there's a note on my door that the bug guy had come by and let me know they sprayed. Okay, cool. And the AC, the fucking handyman comes, and he's like, yeah, we kind of thought that this might be a problem. There's an old AC unit. So they come in and they bring a brand new portable AC. Fucking works great. Place is nice and cool. Over the course of the next few days, my bedroom's upstairs. As I walk out of my bedroom and I come down the stairs in the living room, there was like a faint kind of a pungent, or it smelled like shit a little bit, like a hint.
Yeah. Oh, like shit. Okay, got it.
Yeah, and I was like, and it wasn't like an overwhelming, but it was like something, you know, is somebody cooking something nasty in a neighbor? You know, I didn't know. Let it go the first day, second day again. So the third day, I had closed the guest room door downstairs. I walked downstairs, I opened that door, fucking wafting. You can smell it. I'm like, oh, okay, this isn't good. Go back to the apartment manager. Hey, it smells like shit. Something, I don't know what's going on. Handyman comes over, this dude Kyle, very cool. And he's like, he checks something. He's like, it's not here. Goes to the apartment next door that somebody moved out of, you know, that's vacant. Finds that there's like a leak in the pipe or a sewage leak or whatever. So with that, and also the AC unit, they're telling me that eventually they're going to fix the AC unit in here and take this portable out. But the handyman guy, he tells me, he's like, yeah, these don't get, he goes, worst case, it won't get colder than like 78 because of these older system. And I'm like, fuck. And he goes, but these other ones in this other wing, they call it the Dip 2 because I'm at the Diplomat. So Dip 2 buildings are newer, and that gets down to like 60. So I'm like, fucking great. Why are you grinning?
Because I hope that this story doesn't have like an ending that you just stop at some point and then everybody that's listening is like, what?
No,
go ahead, though.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, do it.
So they're like, you'll go over, we could, you know, so he says me over in the Dip 2, they have 2 bedrooms. They're 1 level though. All right, cool, no big. And they're newer. Everything's newer over there. AC unit works better. It can get down to like 60 there. Okay, great. So I go and talk to the apartment manager. They're like, let's talk we can see if we can move you over there because you've had all these bad experiences. So they go and show me it. Looks great. Fucking great. Everything's great. So they're like, done. Let's move you over there. All right. And as they're showing it, they're like, just so you know, just set expectations. It may be a few weeks before we can get you in there. This was last week. They're telling me this. Lo and behold, they're like, it's approved. We're going to try and get it done as quick as possible. So I talked to him today. I haven't heard from him this week. I talked to Candace today to touch base with her. That's the apartment manager. Just wanted to touch base. I'm going out of town on Friday or Saturday. Any update? Also, there was another cockroach this morning in the guest room downstairs. Now, so everybody knows, the guest room has two doors. It has the one inside here from the living room, and it has one that goes out into this little side alley that goes out to right like 20 feet to where I park, which is out on the street. And that door to the outside has a little slight opening down below, like it's off a little. So yeah. I'm assuming that's where you're coming in, because that's where the cockroach was by. So I go, another cockroach here, might want to tell your bug guy. And any update on, you know, the new place or ETA? She goes, oh, we're finishing it all up. We want to have you start moving in Monday. You can move in Monday. And I got the paperwork here, blah, blah, blah. Everything sounds great. And then she goes, oh, and then we just need you to set up the electricity in your name. And I go, what? And she goes, oh yeah, those apartments in the DIP 2, those are on a different system. So you'd be responsible for the electricity. And I'm like, what? I'm like, one of the reasons I moved into this whole place was because everything was included. And she goes, your rent is cheaper over there. It's like $50 cheaper. And she's like, yeah, but it's, she says the lady works with her. She goes, she's been here 7 years and says that she's never seen an electric bill more than $65.
Hey, so, you know, it would make sense then if they're like soaking it up the other way, you know, so like if it's cheaper to get on the side for whatever reason, it's metered a certain way. Did you hear that noise?
Yeah.
Weird. Anyway, so it makes sense, like if it's 60 more bucks to live in a place with the bill, and so they charge you $60 less in the other one. That makes it like it absorbs it, so that makes sense. That's all right. That would make sense. I'd be okay with that. It would make sense to me.
Okay. This is how I am. 100% the same if it's never over 65.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, here's my thing. I go in today because I told him I got to do a podcast. I'll come take a look at the paperwork. I signed that paperwork today, right? I move in Monday. Next month, I get my first bill. It's $250 electric. Now what?
Yeah. Look, okay, but here's my argument back to you, though, is that you didn't sign a lease with the apartment building. You signed a lease on an apartment, and that apartment has stipulations. The fact that you want to move now, that's on you, and you have to take in everything that comes with in your decision. You have to take into consideration like all the shit that comes with it.
This is why I love you and our friendship, is because you will always give me the devil's advocate, which I appreciate. I'm not being a smartass. But so well, no, because I'm like, yes, I did sign a lease on this apartment that I'm currently in, but one of the things that was not included was sewage smell, AC not working.
Oh yeah.
So if it didn't have the sewage smell, AC worked, and I wasn't getting fucking cockroaches on a weekly basis, this would be fine. So I'm not moving. I'm not moving because I was just like, I just don't kind of like it. I'm moving because it fucking smells like shit. You know, we waking up to that, and then you know the ACs, they got this portable in here. But I also let me see if I can show you.
You got a background, by the way.
I know.
Hey,
I know.
Okay. Hey, dude, you're dumb. So it still smells like poo in there?
They're working on it,
but it does.
So it's got that big portable thing over there.
Oh, right.
In my living room, you know, hypothetically, if I was staying here, let me
put the background back up quick.
Shut up. I am.
There you go.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the That's my biggest thing is just, I think long term, because and I've told her this from the beginning, which is true. If everything is like how it's supposed to be, I'd be totally cool being here for a minute,
Yeah.
But that's my biggest concern is, once it gets to the winter, I'll never use the heat. You know me, I won't fucking ever have the heat on.
It makes sense. It reminds me too of my parents went up to Victoria, to like the island, Vancouver Island, Victoria, and they had reservations to stay at this hotel called the Empress. And so they go there, and when they get there, they said they apparently sold their room because there was some convention in town or something. So my folks had reservations forever. Go up there, every room is taken except for one. It was the Queen's room, where the Queen stays. So they put them in that room 3 nights and charged them the same amount they charged them for the room, right? Because that was the deal they had, that the Empress couldn't fulfill their side. And so then they're like, okay, well, we have to make good on this, probably both legally and morally or ethically, whatever you want to call it. And so I hear what you're saying, dude. And I also think to myself, man,
here it comes. Here comes the rub.
Yeah, no. If you really started getting into it, though, like thinking about it, it's going to cost them, say $2,000 to fix the shit smell and everything that comes with it, and to hook up the AC. It's probably going to cost a couple $1,000, $3,000. So for you to just be moved over into the other place for the same amount of money, and they cover the electric, then that makes sense to me, because the loss they're taking over there is much less than the loss they would take on the other side, it feels like. I can't articulate that very well, but I know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and I don't know which side of the argument you're on with this. Like,
if I'm on your side, it makes sense. Like, they should move you over. They should, just because what's the opposite of that? Like, you're like, dude, our deal was this. I have a lease with you, and so this is our lease. I hate, it's like if I lost my job, you guys would be like, cool, you lost your job, Jay, but we need our rent still. I'm kind of like, well, cool, you got this other place that has a separate electric bill, but we have a lease to get, and the lease, I believe, is with the apartment complex. So I'm going against what I said earlier. It's you have a lease with the apartment complex. On your side, it's for an apartment number 703 or whatever. But you, on their side, are making an agreement with them that you're going to pay rent to them, and you're going to do this and do that. So, I don't know, man. Yeah, it sounds reasonable, but good luck.
Yeah, exactly. So and the other thing too is I talked to you about this last night. I'm getting so fucking antsy because, as you know, and people listening may not know, but I got a lot of projects that are kind of just on hold right now because I want to set up that studio. And like you saw when I showed, there's boxes. My living room is just boxes right now of shit that I've ordered that now I've had to stop because I'm trying to get art, and I got this chair that I'm sitting in for the podcast studio, and everything's just now stopped because I'm waiting to move to the new place. And now I'm finding out this other, it's just, I think the other thing too is that was sprung on me right after I had a conversation. Here's the other thing that I'm on fucking fire about. This is just a bitch fest right now, Sean.
Go for it. Yeah.
So I told you my AC has been tripping, right, on my car. So for those, if you want a quick description, I drove from Phoenix to here to Las Vegas. After about an hour and a half, the AC was on full blast, like the engine was full blast going for it, but no air. It was just dribbling out, hardly at all. I turned the car off, I parked, I started back up again. It's working again okay. Takes a while for it to get cold. So found the local dealership. I go to the dealership, right, Sean? I want it done right.
For the folks at home, what kind of car, so they can picture it in their heads?
Chrysler 300.
All right, go ahead.
2015.
Cool.
Black. Fucking sitting on 20s.
Yep.
I like my cars like I like my women.
How do relate that? Go ahead.
Run down. And on fours. So No, but so I was like, let me find the local dealership, Chrysler dealership, because they'll do it, right? The one
Uninsured.
What? Oh yeah. I love that it's like 10 minutes later in the podcast. Uninsured. So you know the Glendale Chrysler dealership is great. You go there.
Where I go. Yep. I always go.
They're the best. So I'm like, oh, it's all the same, right? It'll be the same here. I called the one here. Let me schedule an appointment. Okay, what's your appointment? 9 o'clock yesterday, right? I take it in 9 a.m. I fucking was up all night playing fucking video games with Tony Baker and Clayton Thomas and Ken Garr and all these fucks. So I was tired as fuck. I get up, I take it in at 9 a.m. They have me take a lift back to the apartment. Cool. As I'm filling out telling the guy what's wrong, and he's like, we may need it overnight. Is that all right? And I was like, yeah, just let me know. Okay, cool. Sign the paperwork, blah, blah, blah. 4 o'clock. It's been there since 9 a.m. 4 o'clock comes around. I haven't gotten a call. Haven't heard anything. I don't know what's going on. Let me give it a minute. I think I called at like 5:45. Lady answers. Oh, or she transfers me to service. It goes to voicemail. I call back, speak to a second lady. Hey, I need to know what's going on with my car. Oh, they're all gone for the day. I'm like,
oh, no.
I'm like, what? Yeah, they're gone for the day. I was like, okay, well, can somebody tell me, can they look at my account? No, we can't do that. I was like, you can't put in my fucking phone number and look at notes? Nope. And I was like, there's nobody there that can read. Immediately puts me on hold, doesn't say hold on or anything, puts me on hold, transfers me to that voicemail again. I call back. I ask for the manager. They get me a manager. God, I'm fucking sound like a Karen right now, but I'm so fucking, and it gets worse. Ask for the manager. Manager gets on. I'm like, yo, what the, I tell him the whole thing. Nobody called me. I don't know what's going on. My car's just there. Nobody can, he's like, I'm in sales. I can't look at it. I can tell you if you bought your car here. I was like, no, I didn't. I was like, and my next one won't be bought from there either. Fucking got him.
Good job.
So he tells me he can't do anything. So nothing. So then this morning I call at fucking 10, asked to speak to Andrew, the guy that's handling my account. What's going on with my car? Oh, we've just been busy. Still haven't, we're going to look at it, get back to you. Give me a minute. We'll go look at it today, or we'll find out. I'm like, there was interesting verbiage he used in that. And before you ask, wait, I call him fucking 30 minutes before we do this. Yeah, so now it's been 4.5 hours since I talked to him this morning, right? Hey, what's going on with the car? Oh, they just got it in. They're looking at it now, so we should find out. I go, so are you telling me that I brought it in there yesterday at 9 a.m. and they're looking at it for the first time right now? Oh, yeah, we just, sometimes it takes like 24, 48 hours. It's taking a while. And I'm like, so why did I leave my car there? Why don't I make my appointment for right now? Yeah, I could have had my car yesterday. I go, dude, I got to go to LA like tomorrow or Saturday. So I need to, he's, oh, okay, let me talk to him and see if we can get on. I go, should I assume that it's going to be there again tonight? Oh yeah, it looks like probably. I'm like, and nobody fucking dude, I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. So
and nobody said anything. My God.
So that was the other reason I was fucking heated today. Everybody's just fucks. But other than that, things are grand.
Hey, man. Yeah, sounds about right, dude. I'll tell you, though, that Glendale, anybody lives around here, that Glendale Dodge, those people, dude, they get it done.
Whoa. Those people.
What's that? Whoa, racist much, buddy?
Yeah, you said that's what I was going to say. What do you mean, those people?
You see, yeah, see, there you go again, man.
Why'd you say that?
Whoa, what are you projecting out right now?
You said that. And why do you think that's racist? I just thought you meant those people as like those people that work there. What did you mean? Why would you think that's a racist thing?
Hey, bro,
you said race.
No, too late. Rewind it.
No, it's not too late.
I just followed you.
I will rewind it. As a matter of fact, I'll edit this, and I'm just going to keep replaying you saying those people.
Yeah.
Those people and then race. That's how I'm going to edit it. Those people, race.
Here, and I'll say it for you. And then I watched a race. There, you can take that out now, too.
And then I'll put, after that, you saying people.
So anyway, those people, though, They're really no, they are cool though, man. I go there. Now you
They're
ruined it.
fucking great. They are. But one thing I wanted you to tell. You told me this. Your fucking interaction with the Nazi.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, I show up. I was at Ralph's, and I'm standing in line at Ralph's, waiting to buy my stuff. And see, this is the reason I go through self checkout is so I don't have to deal with other people. You know why? Because dude, every time I open myself up to be vulnerable to actually like allowing a stranger around me and interacting with them, dude, it always goes south. So if you're watching the video version of this right now, I'm holding the picture up. Whoops.
Yep.
And if you start to get in super close
Yeah,
on
there
your
you
head,
go. Yep, perfect.
right? Okay. So anyway, I'm standing there and I see him, and then he leans down and does that. So I take a picture. And look, man.
Now, really
First
quick,
off,
sorry to interrupt you, but
yeah.
when you're taking that picture, are you trying to hide it at all, or are you just blatantly taking it? Okay, and does he know that you're taking the picture?
I don't know. I mean, maybe not, you know, unless, because I don't know about his periphery. But dude, no, I wasn't, because I figured, and I remember it, taking the picture. I was like, what's he going to say? What are you taking a picture of? The fucking bolt's on your neck, dude. What do you think? So I just wanted to say, though, up front, man.
It's sorry, I keep interrupting you.
Christ,
Well, no, because anybody that if they're not watching the video, the tattoo was 2 SS bolts.
Oh, yeah.
Just so people know.
Are you gonna tell? People know what bolts are. It looks like 2 S Thunderbolts next to each other.
And which is the what was it? I know it's the Nazi super soldiers or whatever.
Yeah, so like it's some German word. So yeah. So anyways, I'm gonna say this though up front. That look, I'm not trying to like. I'm not one of those that shit you see on Reddit or something in actual public freakouts, which we should talk about too. Actual public freakouts and public freakouts, which is better? Another time. So, and if you haven't looked at them, go look at both and then leave comments and we'll talk about it next time. Okay, so here's the thing though. You know, I'm not trying to get all involved because really, dude, a guy like that's not on my radar. I really don't care. You see fucking, you know, dummies around all the time. But for some reason, man, seeing this guy with his neck just open and showing, just because look, if you put those on your neck and you were too young to make a good decision, then dude, I guess you walk around with a turtleneck or a scarf on your neck every day of your life. Like that's what you've earned that. Like that's what you have to do. You don't have a choice. You don't get to show that shit off. And it's weird in LA that's allowed, man. Anyway, so
no, keep going.
Well, I just don't understand why that's allowed, man. Especially in a cultural place like this, why that shit, like having SS bolts, that shit just sits there. Like, why hasn't somebody walked up with a hot a hot knife and just like laid it on his neck? You know, just fucking. It's like, and the guy walks around at the Ralph's, you know, he bought like a candy bar and some fucking drinks. So look, it wasn't like he was looking for bread and he had to get into the store. He knew the chance he was taking. This guy was out getting a treat and a soda. He was just out, just extracurricular. It bugged me.
Those fucking neo-Nazi meetings are draining, bro.
You know what? I just put my finger on it. I was bothered by the fact that he was so comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
That bothered me. I think I just nailed it by saying all that. That's what struck me. The dude was way too comfortable. So then we're standing there, and there's somebody in front of me checking out, you know, with the person ringing their stuff, and then I'm standing next. I'm on deck, and then this guy's in the pen still, dude, and I'm just like, I keep looking over at him. I'm just thinking nothing at first, just bothered, just the feeling. And then I said, how did I say it again? I said, "Hey, clown, how long you had that shit on your fucking neck?" And he goes, "A long time." Huh.
Wait. Can I, I want to break down certain parts of this. So
yeah.
when you say that you said to him, "Hey, clown," I want people to know that that's not you embellishing the story. That's not you like tough guy. And I'm not saying you were trying to be a tough guy, which I know.
No. Yeah.
You're saying exactly what you said to him.
Yeah. But that's what he was owed. Like, you know, it's not, hey man, like if I'm like, hey man, how long you had that tat on your neck? Cause it's a dope picture of like, you know, Eddie Vedder or something with like hair. I'd say, hey man, yeah. So what else are you supposed to, you got to start it out right with a guy like that. And so then he said,
hey, clown, how long you had that?
Yeah, that shit on your fucking neck. And now there's this big dude is checking out my stuff, right? I see him in the Ralphs all the time. He's checking my stuff out, and there's plexiglass up in front of him, you know. And he's not saying anything, but I also want to set the tone here. Like, I wasn't ever looking at him or the dude. Like, I didn't give a shit about either of them. This was really my moment. I want everybody just to know this was more for myself than even that dude I was saying it to. But yeah, and then I just like, so how are you just gonna walk around like that, man? Like you just got that on your neck like that? And he's like, I got it a long time ago when I was a kid. You know, haven't you made dumb choices? I was like, yeah, I think I just did by bringing this up. But look, dude, you know that shit'll get you killed. You get that, right? And he says, well, if you don't like it so much, don't look at it. Why do you? I was like, dude, I don't give a shit. And he said, well, obviously you do. You're saying something. I'm like, no, I don't give a shit, but somebody else is gonna. I guess you're just lucky I don't give enough a shit. But dude, and so then I left, and then as I leave, then the shit talking just starts raining down. You know, he got super tough. I don't know what he said. I wasn't listening. I just heard the tone and the volume. That was it. But yeah, dude.
Okay, so here's a question for you. I know your upbringing and your history, so to speak, you know, stuff you've been through in life and everything. And people listening may not, but I'm like, so, and I don't, dude, it's interesting because like, I've always said, like, I can fight, but I'm not a tough guy. Like I on a technical level, I could fight and I could, you know, against the average Joe, I'm probably good. But I would never say like, oh, I'm a fighter or I'm a tough guy. You know, that's just, but
you had a jiu-jitsu, but you taught jiu-jitsu and owned your own fucking whatever you call it, dojos.
Yeah, but it's a different mentality. Like and you may not, I don't know if I've never seen you fight, but you may not be able to fight at all, but how you handle that is definitely a fighter's mentality. Which is interesting. And that's because me in the same scenario, how I would approach that if I gave enough shit to be like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I probably wouldn't even say anything. I'd probably see it and I'd be like, Jesus Christ. And then I would probably audibly say that. And if he heard me say that and go, what, then I would get into the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I probably wouldn't. But if I was to initiate a conversation, I definitely wouldn't be like, hey, clown, it's interesting to me because as an example, my old roommate, Randy, who was in the instructor's program with me, and he definitely was a fighter's mentality and was a fighter, street fighter. And he was from Canada. And I used to tell him, I'm like, dude, here in the States, you got to be careful who you fuck with and how do you talk to people? Because you don't know who's going to have a gun, a knife. And how I grew up, I mean, dude, in high school, a guy got his fucking brains blown out in a fight after school, you know? But so it's just,
you size it all up. You size everything up though.
Yeah.
Everything. I mean, no matter what, you have to make, I mean, everybody knows that, but you got to make choices and size shit up. And look, I was in a place that I'm around a whole bunch of stuff that's easy to grab. So that was super easy to see right there. But the other thing too is I could tell by what he was and what he looked like that would shock him enough. Like it would take control. It would take over the whole tone of the whole thing. Like he never had a footing until I left. And then he found it all of a sudden for some reason.
Of course. Well, and to be honest, that's how a lot of pussies or people that can't fight it's when you're walking away, then it's the talking. And it's always it's the people that talk the most that you worry about the less. It's the guys that don't fucking say anything, that they're just observing. I remember, and like I said, technically on a technical level, I think I'm fine. I can handle myself, and I'm very aware of my surroundings and shit like that. It was with you were with me, or we were together. I think we were doing laundry in Hawthorne, and we went over to Burger King, and that one huge dude that was like off, and I was and I fucking like distancing, and I'm keeping my hands up here, and I was like just taking it in. And you know, it's but it just cracks me up, the fact that your opener was a clown.
I don't know if it just felt right.
When was the last fight you were in, like a fist fight?
Oh God, it would have been now probably. Well, actually, so I was with my parents. Actually, was the last one.
And what did she do?
Well, she unbuckled her stroller, right? Because she had to step up. And yeah, somebody said something. We're walking down the street, so it was like 2012, I think, 2013. And we're walking down the street, and we're in front of this pizza joint in downtown Bend. We're just walking down the street, and this dude with his fucking dumb donkey friend said some stupid shit to my mom.
Oh.
And fuck, dude. Both my parents were there, and dude, I don't know what happened, but I lost it. And lost it controlled though completely. Like I was quiet and calm and spoke to him in a low tone, but dude,
which is more terrifying. It's one thing to be like, hey, I'm gonna fucking with, to be, as opposed to like, I remember my buddy Wes was about to he was another guy I did Wing Chun Do with, and he was about to get in with this dude. This guy was like jamming John and blah blah blah, and Wes just was laughing and kind of walked up to him. He's like, I will kill you. Like very calm. He's like, I will literally kill you.
Yeah.
Like, God.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, do we have time for, how much time do we have left? I have a question.
Whatever you want.
Okay. So you and I kind of talked about this before, but I think this is an interesting question though. This just ran through my mind a ton.
I'm writing down the timestamp.
Cool.
Gotcha. Go on.
So this is the thought, and dude, listeners, like put this into your head, 'cause I would love to hear what people think of this. This isn't some bullshit comment like, hey, comment, give me an answer. Like really, I'm interested in this. So let me think of an example. I know we used one in a different conversation, but maybe it's the same one to use. Okay, I will actually. So roll with me on what I'm saying. Please don't get hooked on the non-important part, because I'm trying to make a point here. So, and I know this is a touchy subject, but let's use Kobe Bryant as an example. Okay. So Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players to ever play, you know, like he's like number 2. I'll give him that.
Behind Jordan. Gotcha.
Behind Jordan. And so, that threw me. Okay, so Bird. I don't even know why that's part of the conversation. That's another podcast. I didn't say top 5, dude. I was talking just between Jordan, LeBron, and Kobe is all I was doing. That's all I'm talking about. Is it over? Is this podcast over? All right, so here's the question, though. God, I wish I could use Bird as an example in this, but I have to use Kobe. So Kobe passed away, and that was, you know, that affected everybody. That was crazy. But I don't want to take away from that, but here's the question. If you could make an agreement somehow, just roll with me, before you were born, you could make an agreement, and this is what it was. You were conscious enough to, so just roll with me on that part of it. This is all just make-believe. You had 2 choices you could make. You could, A, have a long and fulfilling life, you know, normal lifespan, and you could have the opportunities to do whatever you wanted and reach whatever level of success and whatever that meant for you. You know, you'd have that ability to just have a normal life as you have now. So think about, and I don't want you to read any more into it than your life as it is right now. Whoever's listening, it's what your life is right now. You have a good grip on what that is. So you can have that, or you can have the agreement that you could have the life of Kobe Bryant, but the payment for that was a helicopter crash at 40 years old, which would you take?
That is, yeah, we were too when we were talking about that. And now
So you go. Where are you at on that?
well, I have such a fear of death that I'm good with where I am. You know, watch like at 41 I die or 40. You know, but I mean,
Set it
yeah,
up. No, let's set this up. Watch,
yeah.
just super quick. So you get the houses, the cars, the wife. Fine. Now you get that all the things he did for the community, the Mamba Center, and having that, having all those different teams that are underneath that umbrella, your sponsorship stuff, all the lifestyle, the trips, the tasting the finer things of
You're a
life.
legend. You're never forgotten.
You're a legend. All of that, or your life as it is now. Yeah.
Now let me ask you this. Okay, here this will be a caveat to that. Okay, and for the listeners, same question, but the Kobe life you get, we'll call it the Kobe life. You reach Kobe status in whatever field you want.
Absolutely.
So like if you pose that question to me, and as a comic, I'm Kobe level.
Yeah.
But so like we'll say like a Patrice O'Neal or somebody, or George Carlin or Richard Pryor, but you're done at 40. Fuck, man. Now that's a different rub.
And I'm going to add one other piece, and it's not just keep adding stuff, but I just want to kind of keep the boundaries in. You can't consider your family or friends in this. So you can't be like, oh, well, dude, I'd die at 40 because my kids would be set for life after that, and that'd be cool. Or you can't do any of that. This has to be a very selfish you moment. Nothing exists outside of you.
God, dude.
That's what the core of this question is.
And now somebody that's our age, that's over 40, if you say, okay, no, just go with me. So let's say this is a thing that's actually posed to you, and you say, okay, you know what? I'll take the Kobe dream. And they go, okay, cool, Sean. Make your amends, because tomorrow you're dead.
That's it. Yeah.
Fuck. Holy shit. Fuck, dude.
But see, that's a huge no at that point, because I didn't make the decision before I was born. I had to now be, because I'm 41.
Right, so take that out. We got to take that out.
Yeah, you got to take that out.
You know what? Actually, you know what? I'll say I will take the Kobe. You know why? Because that's one thing that you may not have even thought of in this whole equation is I know the day I die.
Huh? What's that mean?
So if I take the Kobe equation.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I know my life has a deadline, which is maybe going to drive me even more.
Right.
And also drive me to, which is such a dumb thing to say, because we should just be living our lives like that anyways.
Yeah.
But I mean, that I would take the Kobe, because now I know my expiration date. I know how much time I got, and I know I got to pack as much in to that time, which is fucking, that actually almost motivates me to be like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
So that brings up a bigger question too, and it's beyond this, obviously, but would you want to know your expiration date?
God damn you. I fucking hate talking about death. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
God, what if you just, what's it called? You grind over it, or you stress over that decision. And then tomorrow I'm like, okay, Sean, I want to know the day. And you go, okay, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's today at 3:00.
Yeah, man. I even think my buddy who passed, dude, I was thinking about this just a week ago. I was thinking that I remember vividly one event where I'm at his place, dude, and we're having a barbecue, of course. Nobody that was there that day knew he would be dead in a year, including him. Like, dude, and I'm even talking, like, to add to that, I'm even talking, like, at the barbecue, like, dude, every fucking year, man. We do this every fucking year. Like just having the conversation, you know, this barbecue, dude, we do this shit every year. It's fucking great. This is dope. Not anymore. Like you say that shit and you just like, and you're saying like next year's gonna be the same, and it's not. Crazy.
And when we were talking about this before, I told you a friend of mine, Carrie, shout out to Carrie Newman up in Vancouver, BC. But she told me, dude, and it's crazy. This was just a thing she had mentioned in like we were just all sitting around drinking. This is 20, maybe 25 years ago. And I don't know what, you know, we were talking about all kinds of things. People are smoking weed, I'm drinking, and everybody's drinking. And she said this thing in passing, and it's stuck with me to this day, and I think about it often. She said, like one philosophy or belief about death and everything is that everybody has one thing that they're supposed to accomplish, and we're all interconnected. And once you accomplish that one thing, that's when you die.
Makes you want to be lazy.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking.
That gets into destiny and fate and all that shit.
And how everybody's interconnected. Like maybe your one thing was to be hit by a drunk driver. You're going to die from that. But that affected that guy so much that then he becomes a motivational speaker. And then now he changes thousands of people's lives. But
the reason he was supposed to kill you is because you were going to be drunk 2 years from then and kill a school bus full of children. So by him getting drunk and killing you and then being able to reform into somebody else, all worked out.
Yeah. Dude, that Ripple shit.
Roger, I know we may have talked about this before, I'm not sure, but Roger Ebert, when he lost his jaw, and for those that don't know who he is, it was Siskel and Ebert. He used to be a review columnist for movies, and he lost his jaw, and he was terminal. He was going to die. He had cancer or whatever the rest of it was, and the reporter was talking to him doing this interview, one of his last, and said, "Are you scared of dying?" And he says, "No, because I feel I'll be just as content as I was before I was born." And dude, that like hits my head like, holy shit, what a way to think. Think of how the true definition of content, how content you were before you were born. Like, how do you feel about 1947, dude? You have no thought or feeling.
Nice shot. I appreciate it.
That's the same one you'll have.
Probably how you feel about 1950.
No. Why do you say that? No, I'm saying you don't have a thought about any year prior to when you were born.
Oh, I thought you were taking a shot about me being old. And you
no.
That's when I was born.
No, that's legit though. Think about it.
Yeah.
You don't have a thought about 1964 because you weren't alive then. And you will be just as content when you're dead as you were in 1964. Yeah. It's a mind blower.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, dude, there's so many ways you can go with, what?
Aren't you supposed to be showing your place right now?
Showing my place? Oh.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it on the phone and I'm going to do like a story thing. But, yeah, what if, another thing, I love like just these alternate realities and all this shit talk, you know, but like what if everything that you were taught, what if every individual person, everything you were taught that happened before your life was all just made up and horse shit, and it's all different for every individual person? We would have how would you know?
You wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, it goes to the same idea. Everything is perception. Do you think about this? That what you see as green, what goes through your mind as green, therefore you'll point at it and say, "Hey, Sean, that is green," and I will look down at it and I translate that right there. You're showing for a gain bag right now. That's green. So you point at, you're like, "Sean, that is green because I see this color and I have been told that color is called green. I see it away and I call it that too." And I'm like, "Okay, I call that green too." But if we took a third party into our brains and had them look, what you call green might be purple, and what I call purple might be orange.
People that are colorblind.
No, but I'm even just saying that the world I see may not even be what you see, but it all makes sense to each of us because of the way we see it for ourselves. So it makes sense to each other too.
I should put at the beginning of this, watch this or listen to this if you're high.
Yeah, man. Or don't.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I've told you my thing, and I don't know where I came up with this. I have a theory on dreams, and I always say, tell somebody when they're high, and they'll fucking be like, what? And that is that we dream. Okay, you know how you always, if you remember your dream, you seem to always wake up at the most crucial point, whether you're about to die or you're about to, get with this guy or girl that you're fantasize, whatever, and you always happen to wake up right then, and you're like, what the fuck, right? So my theory is, you dream backwards, but then when you wake up, you remember it forward. So
Jesus.
so when you close your eyes and you start getting into REM, you're starting at the end, where you were falling and you're about to die, and it starts going in reverse. But then when you wake up, you remember it forward.
Hey, there could be something to that. That's pretty crazy, man.
So dumb. Whoa,
Well,
dude.
we went off the rails, but dude, these are like 6 different things to think about, though. These are big, huge questions.
I think this is a great podcast. I think it's been good. That Kobe one is fucking interesting. I think I might use that as the clip.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. What the hell? I'd love to hear what people think of that, dude, because it's I don't know. I wouldn't just write a comment and send it. I might think about it for a second. You got to think about that. Yeah, that's a deep one. That actually goes through my head a lot, dude. I for some reason I like to debate that in my head.
Just talking, because we talked about it before, but talking about it now is really making me think like, yo, tomorrow might be your number, so fucking do everything.
Yeah, man.
Mamba mentality,
Yeah.
And okay, so we'll start wrapping up. So for the people listening or watching, I told Sean I wanted to do this. I said I was going to show the apartment, but yeah, you know what? I'll walk around and do it as I'm talking. So let me turn off the fucking little thing here. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay.
I got to get off in 4 minutes.
Okay, I'll make it quick. So here's the apartment that I was going to be in. See, like I said, there's just boxes. I haven't done anything. That's the upstairs. I'm not going to show you the upstairs. There's the kitchen. And then I'll show you the guest room that fucking...
Hey, do those stairs go around or just up once?
Up and curl. Well, they go up and then they curl to the room. So anyways, for those listening, I was going to say, I apologize. I didn't do podcasts last week, and it's been, I want to be consistent, which I am. Plus, we have shows that are going to be coming out. Sean and I are doing a show. I got one with Manny that will be revealed later. But plug your shit real quick, Sean. And
I hate doing it. I'm at the Mechanable on Instagram, but dude, I never check it. I need to do that actually. I'm gonna get on check it. So that's that, and then I'm gonna stay in town this week. I don't have any shows out of town.
Okay.
And I might be doing some like virtual show this week. But if I do, I'll let you know.
All right. And again, to the listeners, it is going to be more consistent and better. It's just I want to get the fucking studio set up. I haven't had my own place or my own room in over a year and a half, because I've been bouncing between Sean's and Hillary's in Phoenix. So, but big things are coming. It's just a matter of getting situated. So we'll see what happens with the apartment. I love you all. Appreciate it. I'm at Big Irish J, and that's it. Talk to you later. Thanks, Sean.
Bye. Yep.